Hey everyone, Fritz here. Have you started building your home MMA or boxing gym yet? And maybe you're waiting for your equipment to get in the mail, but you don't want to sit around doing nothing? Well, in this video, we're going to go over how a free piece of twine can help you set up your home boxing gym. Let's get into the video. So as you can see here, we just have a very simple setup with some twine that you can probably get for free at your local hardware store. It's usually around the exit door. You just take as much as you want, cut it to length, and then there's your setup. Take a few pieces of ribbon or extra twine instead to give you your stop and start point, and then leave something in the middle too, because that's where we're gonna mix it up a little bit so that we don't get stagnant when we're doing our bob and weave as we're going through the workout. And now, if you're looking at the twine here, the purpose of the bob and weave is to have you avoid the most critical shot. Usually this one is for the chin, so that's why I have it right here at about chin height, because that's where people tend to aim for. You're gonna want to just slightly dodge underneath and then come back. You can dodge underneath and pull back, or you can dodge underneath, pull back, and then come back up. So any combination of that, how you angle your bob and weave, is still considered a bob and weave. So you can add a forward or a backward angle to it as you're going up and down through the string here. And you really want to do this with the emphasis on your knees rather than your back. Because if you just do it at your back here, you're kind of like a sitting duck. You're not really moving anywhere. For the most part, you're still in the same physical place. Your feet aren't really moving. But you have some leverage when you're coming in and out of the person's strike zone and you're coming back in. So this is why you want to use your legs, because here, there's not a lot of momentum. You're not really moving forward. So use your knees to go side to side and forward and backwards as you're doing your bob and weave. And if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you could just take some ankle straps with some tubing, go around the back end right there, as you can see. Make sure that this has some handles, and right there you have some additional resistance as well as the strap around your thigh in order to hold as you're doing your bob and weave movement. So you're gonna hold it, and this is gonna give you some resistance on your shoulders, and the thigh one is meant to give you some resistance on your legs. So if you have these pieces of equipment available, now is a good time to use them to make this exercise a whole lot more challenging. Now I know that this video is for beginners, but we're not gonna go over the punches. I went over that in the double end bag video, which I'll leave for you right over here. Now with that said, let's get into the workout. Okay, so for round one, all that we're gonna do is just practice the bob and weave, forward and backwards. And when we get to our middle ribbon right here, we're gonna do our 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Back. Remembering that we don't wanna go down too low because we leave ourselves exposed when we get to, if someone tries to knee us. So, and then go backwards. So, practice your footwork. Now don't forget to keep your hand up. As you can see, I'm touching the rope with my inside hand every single time I'm coming up from the bob and weave. Remembering that the purpose of the bob and weave is for you to use your knees, not your lower back when you're dodging. Because if you use your lower back, you use a lot of leverage and momentum. And you're kind of a sitting duck because you're flat-footed. So, you may not be able to tell from this string, but it's actually angled down. So right now it's at the high point and I'm moving towards the low point. The reason why is because I didn't want to get into a muscle memory habit where I'm always bobbing and weaving at the same height, because your opponent could be a different height. And because they're at a different height, you have to look at where they're throwing their punches. So that's exactly why the string is at a different height. Oops, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we're just getting in a good rhythm. And if you're wondering why your arms are tired, it's because the bands are pulling down on you so hard, and that's what's causing your arms to be tired. They're not really getting some good circulation. But here we just really want to practice our movement. So If this is a little bit difficult for you, you don't have to use the bands in the first round. You just want to get familiar with the bob and weave here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, we're going to change it up a little bit mid-round. Instead of doing a 1, 2, 3 combination here, what we're going to do is pull back a little bit. So, what it's going to look like is we're going to bob and weave just as we've been. Boom, boom. When you get to the middle ribbon, pull back, bob and weave. 1, 2, 3. Pull back, bob and weave. 1, 2, 3. We're at 10 seconds left, so we gotta hurry it up. All right, we get a break. Now, grab some water, rest up, because for round 2, we're gonna start throwing a few more punches. We're gonna incorporate an uppercut. So an uppercut is pretty simple. It's gonna be the outside hand. So whatever hand is not touching this rope, that's what we're gonna use to do our uppercut. And we're gonna do that as we do each bob and weave, still coming to the middle rope to do our 1, 2, 3 instead of the uppercut. Here we go. Got caught up there, but that's exactly why we practice. Okay.
Now don't forget to do your 1, 2, 3 when you get to the middle point. 1, 2, 3 on both sides.
Now drive that uppercut all the way past where the rope is. Remember, the rope is chin height, so you have to drive that uppercut, hit it like you mean it. Come on, you can do it.
Ooh. Sometimes you make mistakes. It's okay, just keep going. Now go forward.
Now if this is the first time that you're using the band as well as the tubing together, you should really be feeling the burn right about now. I do recommend that if this is your first time, that you go down to the lowest resistance for each band until you get the hang of it. When you're testing out the resistance, it might not feel like a lot, but when you do it for 3 minutes, you're gonna be really feeling it. So if you went up a little bit too high, try to stick it through this round, and then change out the resistance while you're taking your break.
Keeping that hand up, remember to use the rope as a guide to making sure that your hand is up. If the rope is staying still as you're doing your bob and weave, your block is probably too low and your chin is definitely exposed. Coming back now.
Now pay attention to my hips here. See how I'm twisting them every time I'm driving that uppercut all the way through past the string. That's exactly how you want to do your uppercuts. You need to twist your hips very similarly to how you would twist in a hook. So come on, drive those hips and drive your uppercuts.
All right, we're coming towards the end of our second round. So just bob and weave the whole way. So bob and weave, come back, bob and weave, come back, bob and weave, come back on the opposite side. Okay. 10 seconds left. Come on, finish strong. Get to the end point. If you are at the end point, just keep bobbing and weaving. All right, end of second round. Get some water. Okay, we're coming towards the end of this circuit. Finish strong. What we're gonna do is wherever we start at, that's where we're gonna finish and do our uppercut from there. So, bob here, come back to our starting point, uppercut. Switch sides, bob and weave, uppercut. Ready? Switch sides. Bob and weave, uppercut. Bob and weave, uppercut. Switch sides, Bob and weave. Uppercut. Switch side. Uppercut. Definitely getting tired. So yes, home workouts can be tough if you make them tough. You just have to bring up the intensity a little bit. So as you can see, this is a great workout for if you're waiting for your gym equipment to get there. Maybe you ordered a double end bag, but it hasn't come in yet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is where our ribbon would have been if it didn't fall. So hit your 1, 2, 3. Bottom move 1, 2, 3. Uppercut. 1, 2, 3. Uppercut. 1, 2, 3. Uppercut. 2, 3. Uppercut. Bob and weave all the way back to finish up the round. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, your home workout, which cost you 0 money, just using a piece of string to tie from one end of the room to another end of the room. And if you don't have any of this free stuff, again, you can just go to your local hardware store like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. Usually it's at the exit sign. And from there, you just take as much as you want, cut it, and then you have your own home boxing gym to practice your dodges right here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna finish my workout, and I'll see you in the next video.